Jasmine, a composed black woman, quietly worked at an upscale European restaurant in the heart of Manhattan. She was soft-spoken, always punctual, and served customers with meticulous humility. Behind her back, some colleagues didn't hesitate to gossip, claiming she was kept on the team because of the restaurant's diversity policy. The subtle prejudice, cold as an invisible wall, constantly surrounded her. That evening, the restaurant welcomed a VIP group at table 7. 4 well-dressed white men were discussing a project related to the Chinese market. When Jasmine approached, one of them turned and asked, "Jasmine, do you know Chinese? I heard black people here only speak street slang." Jasmine smiled politely, choosing not to respond to the sarcastic remark. She continued her service, but just minutes later, her phone buzzed in her pocket. Stepping into a corner behind the bar, she answered in a soft whisper, speaking in Mandarin. "Wei, wo xian zai bu, neng jiang dianhua, wo she shang ban." "Yes, I'm working, I'll call you back later." Just that one sentence caused the men at table 7 to exchange knowing glances. One of them smirked, giving a subtle nod. Little did they know, that small moment would set off a chain of brutal events. The next morning, the restaurant manager called Jasmine into the meeting room. His face was stern. "Jasmine, the VIP guests from last night complained about you. They said you were cold and unpleasant, and that hearing you speak a foreign language while serving made them uncomfortable. We've decided to terminate your contract, effective immediately." She stood still, feeling as if the ground beneath her had collapsed. "You're firing me for speaking Chinese during a brief break? This is not about race or language, it's about the environment. This is a high-end establishment. The customer is always right. We can't let anything make them uncomfortable. No thank you, no goodbye, just the termination letter and the avoiding gaze of her colleagues." She walked out of the restaurant. The cold wind hit her face, but it wasn't as cold as the injustice she had just faced. 2 days later, a black Range Rover pulled up in front of the restaurant. A powerful-looking man in a gray suit and shiny leather shoes stepped out. He walked into the restaurant, unannounced, without introduction. "I'm Marcus Wells, CEO of Wells Connect Asia. Last week I was here with my associates. We were looking into partners for an Asian-American fusion restaurant chain in New York." The restaurant fell silent. Marcus continued, his gaze piercing. "And on that night, only one employee here understood a phrase in Mandarin spoken by my Chinese associate. Not only did she understand, but she responded appropriately, swiftly, and discreetly. I was impressed from that moment. No one dared to move. But because she spoke one sentence in Mandarin while answering her phone, you fired her. You rejected a rare talent just because she doesn't have the skin color you prefer." The manager stammered. "Mr. Marcus, we didn't mean to be discriminatory. Marcus cut him off, his tone icy. Starting today, Jasmine is the Director of Language and Multicultural Communication for the entire Wells Connect system in the US, and this restaurant will never be on our partner list." He left a contract termination letter on the table. No one dared to stop him. The following week, Jasmine returned to the restaurant, this time not to serve food, but to attend the grand opening of the first Wells Connect upscale restaurant right next door. She walked in, dressed smartly, head held high. No one in the old restaurant dared to look her in the eye. She didn't need revenge. Success spoke for itself, and the quiet pride in her gaze was something no one could deny. The world may ignore your talent if you're not part of the chosen group. But you don't need to be chosen, you just need to keep getting better every day. Because the time will come when you too rewrite the rules.